touch is like a tempest, her whisper is a breeze. But when she has a temper, it brings me to my knees. Her beauty is a terror, there's a storm inside her eyes. She dances like a hurricane and kills me when she cries. Oh, won't let go, no. I'm overboard and washed out to sea, drowning in your open arms with other fools like me. Treading water, shipwrecked and free. I could leave, but all I know is I'm in too deep. Deep, I'm in too deep.
No telling where I'm going, I got other ships to see. I'm freer than a swallow, the wind is home to me. My song will make you love me, that's why you danced aboard. But you knew exactly what I was when your feet first left the shore. Oh, won't let go. You're overboard and washed out to sea, drowning in my open arms, you'll never wanna breathe. Treading water, shipwrecked and free. You could leave, but all I know is you're in too deep. Deep, you're in too deep. Deep, you're in too deep.
I'm overboard and washed out to sea, drowning in your open arms with other fools like me. Treading water, shipwrecked and free. I could leave, but all I know
You won't
is
leave 'cause you keep falling.
overboard and washed out to sea, drowning in your open arms with other fools like me. Treading water, shipwrecked and free. I could leave, but all I know is I'm in too deep. Deep,
You're in too deep. You could leave, but all I know is
I'm in too deep. Heave ho, on this eerie night we row, where the dead rise to tell the tale of old Keelhaul Joe. Through the phantom sea we go. The waves, they whisper secrets of a crew who met their fate in the depths of Jones's locker, where the cursed congregate. The storm that claimed their galleon now rages in their souls, compelled by hellish purpose, reaping vengeance from below. Heave ho, on this eerie night we row, where the dead rise to tell the tale of old Keelhaul Joe. Through the phantom sea we go. Old Joe's eyes are hollow, and his breath a chilling mist. His frame torn asunder with iron shackles on his wrists.
Welcome in, everyone. How's everyone doing today? We're doing more coding. Well, we're making coding language. We're working the same language that we were last time for the creature game simulator thing. I don't know, I'll have to describe it as we go. I don't even know what it'll look like. We're just kind of going with the flow. So, oh, cool. Let's see if we can remember where we left off. By the way, if the music is too loud, please let me know. I can turn it down, or I can turn my voice up. I think my mic's at max volume, but I can always like change some of the sound settings. Right, we learned the, do I have any tab? I do. The Bacchus Nor form. Yeah, which describes how like a language works. Okay, so a program is a set of statements. A set of statements is a statement, then with a, what's it called? A semicolon, and then more statements, optionally. And then a statement can either be an assign, call, listen, logic end, a loop end, or a comment. Okay.
Soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Ole, ole, oh Lord. Ole, 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 oh Lord. He will tear your city down. Ole, ole, oh Lord.
There will come a poet whose weapon is his word. He will slay you with his tongue. Ole, ole, oh Lord. Ole, 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 oh Lord. He will slay you with his tongue. Ole, ole, oh Lord.
There will come a ruler whose brow is laid in thorn. Spirit of the Lord like David's boy. Ole, ole, oh Lord. Ole, 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 oh Lord. Spirit of the
I think we'll have to define that later.
He will tear you and set it down. Ole, ole, oh Lord.
Do we need an optional white space? So is there a way to define one or more of something? Oh. One's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine.
Taming the fire, it's the burn that let the cannon drip the sky. Raise your cutlass, lift a glass, fight the current till we die. Fortune's flame will never dim, treasure stokes the fire within. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high,
Okay,
we will
yeah.
sail against the tide. Hail the kings of the ocean, the sons of the broken. Every crew cries devotion, where
Yeah,
the
okay.
wind streams are
You just do one. You do one occurrence plus 0 or more.
the seas like a hurricane. Raise your cutlass, lift a glass, fight the current till we die. Fortune's flame will
Assignment,
never
let's
dim,
end with
treasure
that.
stokes the fire within. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide. Bring on hell or waters high, we will sail against the tide.
Statement, which is one where everything is on a single line. Be like, and all not a listen, right? Because a listen is a type of logic.
I was born under the trigger. My old man was a sinner. My mom told me to run, son, till you reach the water. I tried running with the river. I needed something bigger to drown out any sound of all the land behind me. Row your boat, row across the sea. Heave her up and shake the dust. We're headed for the deep. Row until you bleed. Hoist the sails and carve a trail. The pain is but a dream. Refugee from stone and sand. Row until you don't see land. The brigands need a kingdom, so bring on. Every crew is hearing whispers. He's a madman, he's a killer. They project while I collect on what their fears afford me. Rally up and join the tempest. Behemoth you don't wanna mess with. Feel the tidal wave take your breath away as it pulls you under.
If and
Row your boat, row across the sea. Heave her up, you scurvy scum. We're stirring up the deep.
and
Row until you
or if and or a
raise some hell. The pirates wait for me. Refugee from stone and sand. Row
Oh, wait.
until you don't see land. Driven by the brine and blood. Watch the tide become a flood. We will not
So it can either be a complete statement,
You can't unmake a legend.
so something like an assignment, a call.
The brigands need a kingdom, so bring on. Refugee from stone and sand. Row until you don't see land.
I don't need to include this.
Driven by the brine and blood. Watch the tide become a flood. We will not break, we will bend. You
think that's just something we will understand, because they're broken into tokens. So an if is a token, then this will enclose something else, then it's either this or an open bracket statement. And this is not logic, this is if. Wait, we were gonna fix this. This is a wait, did we get everything? We have listen. We have listen, if, loop. We have assignment and call. Is there anything else? I don't really think so. I think that's about everything. And we can add more as we go. Yeah, we'll do this as well.
Bound for the phantom shadows, the light on the night is clear. The beat in her chest is vengeance, as constellations steer her on through the fire, as she burns through the tide. There's nowhere that you can hide. When the deep sea's shaking and moonlight's blazing, Calypso sails. She sails alone, heart racing, destiny chasing. Calypso sails.
So here's the thing, do we want to rely on new lines, or are we just going to ignore new lines?
When the deep sea's shaking and moonlight's blazing, Calypso
I think, like, for Tunic and no, I think it's fine if we just this becomes useful again. So statements and then this.
she sails.
Wait, what was?
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Below, my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands
I need
and
to
swore he'd
put
take that whale in tow.
Comments of what the fuck this means.
Soon may the
What does literal
wellermen
do?
come to bring
I
us
remember
sugar
I
and tea
put it there
and
for a reason. I just don't remember why.
when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belongs to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
What is express? The expression used equals
Heave up. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
I don't even need this, because we'll do this because we're getting rid of all of the new line stuff.
On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create
do we want to do typing? Explicit typing? Or because we're going to build this backend in Python, do we just leave it implicit? That's something to consider. I guess that's what a fucking list is, isn't it? We do want this to I know what Now is supposed to do. The question is, do we think that's even possible? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. And this one also. These at the end. I think we go back to putting them back there. It's not used anywhere else. And if yeah. No, I think we just say that we could, that we can do anything else on top. Type. Or when we end it like that.
When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call.
Explicit.
Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all.
You can either do const.
You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion.
You can do explicit typecast.
Into oblivion. I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together.
Welcome back from ads, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking through them. Ads help support the channel. All the money that comes from ads goes back into making the channel better.
Think about it, ring won't tell you what I
Yeah, we don't need our gem.
When you
Just
break
that.
it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in.
And do this.
Into oblivion.
Yeah, because I think just because of how this is built, it's going to have some inherent error handling. So if an error handles in and if,
I'm going in.
so if an error happens, well, inside of this, if it will just hit the accept, it skips everything else, and then hits an accept if there is one, otherwise it just skips.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about
Maybe we can add a big you can do that here. And you can either do this. So a no safety call would, so if you put no safety after this, then if there is an error that occurs, it would just kill the program. Or it wouldn't catch the error itself. So if you have like 3 ifs and you put no safety inside of 2 of them, then those would all stop. Those wouldn't catch the errors themselves. They would just hand the error back up the chain to the if before it, and then the if before that, because that second if also has no safety, and then the if before that doesn't have a no safety, so then it would get the error, and it would handle the error however it needs to. If it isn't possible, so for example, like some objects, for example, like this object, that you're not allowed to create any copy of it. So if you try to immute this or immute a creature object, it would error. Or it would error when you're trying to modify it. And then if you put const, it would just always error if you try to modify it. I guess this is always const. You can't modify it, you can only call functions on it. And you can read. Yeah, mute creates a copy of the object I'm trying to modify. And then type this just tries to explicit cast. Hi Ash. How's it going? Congrats on being first for stream. What happened doing? We're making a programming language, kind of. Something like that. How am I? I'm doing good. Yeah, we're making a programming language for a kind of like creature game simulation thing. I don't know where it will go, but... Oh, is it? Damn. Is that better? Yeah, something like that. Cool. Yeah. Wait, what was first? Oh, I'm doing alright. We're making a programming language for a kind of like creature simulation game thing. I don't know exactly where it's going, but we'll see. So this is this isn't a programming language in the same sense. What we're doing now is kind of like designing how the language will work. And that's what this is. It's like a standardized way to design how languages, like how languages look and the syntax. But yeah, Ash, what are you up to? Similar to C? Not really. No. But, like in the sense that, yeah, both of them will be like languages, but this one isn't really for like programming stuff. This will be how you program like a creature to act a certain way. So let's say if you want the creature, when it sees food within 2 blocks, you want it to go to the food. That'll be, you tell it to do that by using this language. So it's not really for programming like scripts and like stuff. This is specifically for one purpose. Hopefully that makes it so I can make it simpler, but we'll see. Or not accept, we'll do else first. I did it. Else. If. Or. Question, does code alone take up plenty of storage? A calculator of like 50 megabytes in size. Okay, for something like a calculator, it's probably... I actually don't know. I would say it's probably... like the visual part, because that's relatively... it's not super complicated. Ash, you play Genshin, right? Something like Genshin is so big because it has so many different like textures and objects and stuff, so that takes up by far the majority of space. But the programming is definitely not a small chunk. But I would say it's not nearly the biggest part. Genshin on Android is 42 gigabytes? How? Like, that's not... I mean, it's big, but it's not as bad as it is on, like, PC. He was just telling me how it was, like... what was it, like 170 gigs? Or something? Or that was a couple of updates ago. I think it wanted 170 gigs, but it only used 120. I don't know why. Probably zipping and stuff. PC is about 120 gigs. Each language is about 7 gigabytes. I mean, that makes sense. Just because there's, just because of the voice acting and stuff. And then in this we can put an accept. Accept. Oh yeah, Moon was really excited about her first raid by you. Yeah, I saw she was live. Whenever I was streaming at like fucking DGen times 4 in the morning. I think they live in a different time zone, but no, so I saw she was live, so I just raided. So we can either do else if, or we can do else statements and then accept. And then maybe accept. I think that's how you spell that. She said she wrote it down somewhere so she remembers. Oh, that's nice. I'm happy she was excited about it. Yeah, no, your first raid is always... I don't know if I would say it hits different, but you definitely remember that one the most. Unless you have a horrible memory like me, and then you don't remember any of them. Well, sometimes. No, I think I remember my first one. Maybe. Accept condition. What does... I'm actually curious. What is the purpose of the final link? Or try accept, I think. Hello? Those differences when an exception is thrown inside the accept block. Other control flow statements such as continue and break. But yeah, if it's not a type error though, it's inside of a try, it would just ignore it, right? Does it not? Is that not how that works? Shit. I type fast. And you do have to. Well, I guess you don't have to for coding, but it is definitely beneficial to type fast. And I don't type like the way that you're supposed to with like all of your fingers. So I learned to type really fast with just So I learn to type really fast with the ones that I do, with the way that I do it. Oh, interesting. But if you put a finally after it, then that would run before the error happens. Okay, so finally happens before control statements. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good to know. I guess then we will include a finally block. Wait, do we do this before or after? Do this after. No safety. We put that before this. We can do no safety dynamically, I guess. So I guess we'll just put this here. No safety. Let me do this. What is this? Statements. Finally. Is that it? I think because of how I want this to work, there will always be inherent safety. So, like, it won't just error out and kill the program, because eventually I want this to be like an asynchronous, kind of like you have a server and then you can have people connect to the server with different, like, different creature designs and stuff. So that server client design really doesn't like it if a client has an error, because all this code would run on the client side, not on the server side. Because then the client can modify code in real time. But yeah, so if there's an error, it doesn't just break the entire system. It would just have the creature not do anything and maybe like show like an error symbol above it, and then the client has to go and fix the code. I think that's probably the best. But if so, like, there is always some form of safety, but you can decide where that safety goes in the stack. It's like, here, let's see if we can do it here. So if I have an if condition do this stuff, and then an if condition do this stuff, and then I put a no safety here, and then if I have an if whatever condition do stuff, and there's an error here, then this error would see this if condition, and because this one doesn't have a no safety on it, this if condition would catch the error by itself, and then the rest of the code after this. So if you have not insert, these statements would still run because this if catches the error, and then if you put no safety on this one though, the code will be in Python, or the interpreter will be in Python. So the interpreter or the game program thing or whatever would run through this code and change or would run this. So you wouldn't need to like download something separate. This would just be in Python. That would come like packaged with the game simulator thing. I don't know if this is ever going anywhere, but we'll see. I always try to make code with the intent that someone will see. Well, not always. If I'm making it just as like a personal tool for myself, then I might not. I'll take shortcuts. But if I'm making it for like practice, then I try to make it so that it would still be viable as like an end user's piece of software. It doesn't always work because I don't run it through like a bunch of checks to make sure it works with every system, but it's mostly just for the practice of like keeping that in mind as you're building software. For example, like error messages. If I'm making something just for myself and it raises an error, I can make that error message really short and really small. If I'm making it for clients, as like an end users, it's either for end users or for developers. If it's for developers, then the error message can be advanced and super detailed. But if it's a client, sometimes you want to either not error at all. That's always the best solution. So even if there is an error somewhere in the program, you always catch it so that the client never has to see that. The program will just break for the client. And maybe like you'll see like a message pop up that'll be like there was an error, but you'll never see the actual like internal workings. But like a lot of the stuff that I make ends up just being for developers anyways. It's a different kind of end user. So maybe if I have an except on this one, except stuff. So if there's an error here, it would go out here. This is a no safety, so then this would return the error to here. This is also no safety, and this goes all the way back up here. This one has an except on it, and this would then do stuff. The goal is like at the same time it is fully fledged, like you can do as much as you want in it, but it's simple enough that people can understand it. So I'm trying to keep most of the functionality while still abstracting away from all of like the inner details. I don't know if that's working super well, but maybe. Like, for example, like a lot of these like functions or features have like defaults. So for example, the default is none of this. It just creates a variable. And that's your default. And then if you want to get more advanced, you can specifically cast that to a type. You can say, well, I want that to be specifically an integer, and not a float or a floating point number, which is a decimal. So if you explicitly cast a floating point decimal to an integer, it just chops off all of the decimal bits at the end. So if you want to get more advanced, you can do that. And then like you can put like constant or immutable. But that's only if you want to. So all of this, like most of this, is just completely optional. So for example, like probably the most... I forget what I meant, what I did for now. I need to figure out what that was supposed to do. Now... do... figure out what now keyword does. But yeah, so like a lot of this is just very simple on the surface. So like most users, if you don't know how to program, you would be using this and a sys functions, and then you can just leave all of this alone. So for example, this would be, because this is running inside of the creature, this would be the creature, I don't know, maybe like this dot find food or something. Something very simple. And system could be like print or debug or something. Oh. But if you want to do something else, then you could include modules, which I need to define somewhere. But it'll just be like an import statement that'll be like, this file that is here, yeah, I want to use that. And then you can call functions from the module. I probably need to define, maybe not like a separate language, but like a subset of this, because I don't want to include functions in here. Because functions make everything very complicated very fast. So functions are like maybe a secondary kind of piece. We'll decide how that works first. How do we want no safety to work? So let me just... do we have any multi-line? No. This I want to replace with this. I like the single line syntax better. And we just reverse this and replace all with nothing. Now do. What did I... oh, I know what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to push this function to the top of the stack. So, for example, if you tell the creature to go like feed, or the find food, go to food, and then eat, and then you were to tell the creature to run, but with the now keyword, run in, I don't know, north. then the creature can. So maybe the creature finishes the find food because it already started that. But then instead of going to the food and then eating, it would see the run function and do that, because that gets pushed to the top of the, it's called the call stack. This is not a call stack though, I don't know what it is. The front of the queue, because it'll be a bunch of like things that are queued together. Connect it to the visual side. We have some ideas for that. We looked at, is it PyQt? This one, yeah. It's called Qt. It's a kind of just like a front-end kind of visual framework. And I'm hoping to use this to make it to make the visual side. Where did I put that in my... We were designing it somewhere. Yeah, here. So we did the language first. What the fuck did I mean by this? I put in a bunch of things that I probably understood at the time, and now I don't. Yay. I need to include more in the GUI section. Let's just flesh this out. Because it's always easy to do a project once... Or, it's not easy. It's always easier to do a project once you know what you're trying to do and, like, the steps you're gonna take to get there. I do that, and it's annoying. It's a pain in the ass. It's like, what the fuck would that mean? If I was half asleep, what might I have thought that meant? Maybe... We're just gonna delete that. Yeah, I don't know. But first, what are we doing for the GUI? Let's say. This is a couple parts. We'll have like a top bar, and now we're gonna, what's up there? It'll be file, edit. Actually, do we want that to be at the top? So that'll be like stuff that's not necessarily relevant to the gameplay, but just there. We have the center main, which will be a nameplate. So inside of that, we'll have two sections. One will be environment, creatures, etc. What else? And then the side you'll have like a sidebar. I guess this is called a ribbon. A ribbon bar, a sidebar which has coding. That's not how you spell that. Coding. Customization logs slash output. Anything else? That should be at the front. So then the sidebar will be like tabs. So the first one will be like a status of the creature. It'd be nice if there was an option to put notes on the side of Codeline so you can remember why you did that next time you do it. You look at it. You mean in the like in this language or like here? Here I just have to put like parentheses. I'm pretty sure I put that there when I was like half asleep. That's usually how that goes. But yeah, in the actual language, there's a comment that I need to work on. But that'll just be like comments that you can use to make sure that you know what you did and why you did it. Yeah, that is a pretty like big part of like coding languages in general, because you're looking at it over like multiple days, weeks, or months. I feel like that's an important part to add. Now, do we want to do it like priority like this? Do we have integer? Of integer. So then you can either tell it to push this action to the top, or you can give it a priority, which will put it that high up in the stack. So if there's like, I don't know, let's see, if there's, I don't know, find food, P equals, I don't know, 2. Go to food. P equals also 2, and then maybe there's eat. Maybe this is priority 1. This is priority like 3, and then eat. Food is P equals 3. If you then added a, I don't know, a run action, if you said now, the creature is already doing this. If you did now, this would then it would break this. It would interrupt the action and do this action first. So for example, if you're finding food and then you see a predator or something, I don't know. These creatures aren't probably not going to be like real animals, but you know, maybe like a rabbit and you see a wolf. You don't have to finish finding food. You use now to say, to interrupt this and run the fuck away. But if you said priority to 2, then it would be run P equals 2, and it would slot in right here. Because this is P3, this is also 3, and this is 1, so that came first. And then this would slot in between these two. Standard priority is none though. So, or 1, none or 0? I think none. Because then there is no priority, it's just a thing to do. So if you give it a task with a priority, it will... So even though it's on here, it'll finish this, but this will get pushed to the top of the to-do stack. This is like a to-do list. This is a doing. So this would be stuff that you need to do. If you did now, this would interrupt this and immediately run. If you did P equals 1, this would put this at the top. If you did P equals 2, this would put this at the top, because these are all P equals none. If there's no priority, then it defaults to the bottom. So anything with a priority goes above something with no priority. That word is hard. Hopefully that makes sense. I think that'll help with again, like more functionality without anything being mandatory to make it work. So even a very simple program. FBI, open up! Hi, Dino. Thank you for the raid. How's it going? Who we got? Hi, Faye, Loris, Salmon. How was stream? Did it do the thing? It did. It's all the way at the top though. Whatever. Yeah, thank you for the raid, Dino. You tired? Go eat. Or rest, at least, or something. Oh yeah, if you need to raid and run, you know, take care of yourselves. Dying is in fact bad for your health. I know, it's a surprise. Yeah, do that. Drink water. Go rest, Dino. I don't know, walk around. Whatever you need to do. Zaman, you're making a whole ass coding language? Kind of. It's like coding language for this creature simulator thing, simulator game thing that I was making, or am making. And part of that is being able to like program creatures to do things using a coding language. So we're designing how that works. I still need to actually make it do the stuff. Loris, the stream was fun, but you're hungry AF, so you're gonna lurk. Thank you for the lurk. I hope your food is good. Also, wait, did the alert play too loud? I forgot to check. Fuck. I want to check because the alert tends to be kind of loud. Dino, you're gonna hop into alert as well and get some rest. Have a good rest. Again, thank you for the raid. And yes, we will enjoy. Now, interrupts and tasks. Action 2. Hi, Jeff. Welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for the save, Faye. Yeah, what Stream Element said. Go hydrate. Fuck. Okay, whenever ads run, I need to go fill up my water bottle. Now interrupts current action priority and moves action to the... Aw, Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. And thank you for the follow, Faye. I really appreciate it. Faye, you thought you followed me? Eh. That happens sometimes. Sometimes it feels like it unfollows by itself. It's weird. Jeff, woohoo, Founders Badge? Yeah. Congrats on the Founders Badge. Speaking of ad break in 5-ish minutes. That's not how you spell that word. That is. Oh, you didn't have the 300 points? Oh yeah. That makes sense. Now interrupts connection priority and moves action to that priority in the stack. That's how you remember? That makes sense. It's too much. I'm also just really bad at remembering stuff. That makes sense. Do we finish this? This talks about a module and a function type condition. Oh yeah, we need to define no safety. Why do we need to define no safety? can define that under types. Probably. That makes sense. Nodes. No safety equals. What is this? It is the no safety. That's just a word. And this. Errors. Let me define errors. That is I don't know, it's just like I will leave it there. We can make this better later. So this will be error. And error is just a thing. We'll define like a couple, but that'll just be from a list we have to define later. Type, I don't know. Type error. Value error. Something like that. Wait, no, not like this. It's this. It's a variable. Actually, we don't need to do that. There's got to be a better way to denote this. I guess it'll just be like that. Yeah, that's probably the best we got. No safety is the no safety keyword, and then we can add this, and that'll just say for these specific errors, then we do no safety. Let's try logic. Try catch, finally. That's logic, right? Yeah. Try. Listen, we have if else, and we have try, which would go here with everything else. This is try There's nothing to really do with like the try that way, so this is just this statements. Or finally, ad break. I am gonna go fill my water bottle up. I will be right back.
You're told I'll be a harder temptation, 'cause I know that you'll make it on your own. Baby, you can count on me now. When you're falling down, 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 I will find the light in your soul. I'll be there. Leaving you alone is the hardest. Even when you're out of focus, I will be the light in your life. You'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration.
Yeah, they're almost over.
'Cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be a harder temptation. 'Cause I know that you'll make it on your own. I'll be your inspiration. 'Cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be a harder temptation. 'Cause I know that you'll make it on your own.
And welcome back from ads, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around. It helps support the channel, because all the money from that goes right back into making the channel better. Well, when I have time to do shit. So, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe... I don't know. I can't promise anything, but I've been looking into emotes. Mainly emotes. A little bit into models, but fucking expensive. So. Oh. There. And then we have the catch finally. Okay. Because it says that anytime I hover over just a string. I assume that's from whatever plugin I'm using to like color code this. Not like between lines. So, find what the condition is. Yeah. Do we... select? That's an option. Do we want to actually try to like parse that? Or do we just say that it's math and then we just, I don't know, just have to like, is it shunting the algorithm? Whatever it is. Yeah, I think we'll just call this math and figure out. And just parse that later. Yeah, that we can do. Dictionary or a list. Oh, that's listen bar list. And then one of these. See what equals less than 4. Less than equals 4. Equals 4. Greater than equals 4. Greater than. Do we wanna try other stuff? Because in Python we have this thing. See if I can find it. There. Pi walrus. Operator. Yeah, basically. Let me just show an example. What is this? Where false is assigned to walrus. Using assignment expression, assign the value true to walrus after both line 1 and line 5. You can refer to the assigned. I remember it did stuff, and then I also remember that I didn't. What? Run? So false, true, true. Assignment expression returns value while a traditional assignment. Okay, so you set something and use it at the same time? I'll just explain what it does. Yeah. Do we? Oh, goddamn. No. Yeah, no, if it's in specific circumstances or in parentheses, it's.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a
Then
wave
it
returns to the sea into the
becomes an expression, because the walrus operator is an expression thing.
that I can't lose. Each painful but delightful to live through. You came into my life just as another season. Not for them, just a time, just another season. You came into my life just another season. Not for them, just a time, just another season.
Okay, so yeah, so it's not.
The seasons turn and change just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues
Copy and paste
marching.
the term
It
from the main code to evaluate it
calls.
separately.
With each
We'll
new one
use this to give a name to the sub-expression. Oh, okay. So inside of big expressions, you just set it. Anyway, so Python has that. And it's interesting, but also just needlessly complex. I don't need that here. So we aren't going to bother with that. I think that's... Wait, no, because that's also not just... bother with that one because it is useful. I can see why you would definitely use it in some cases, but you don't really need it for most standard like operations. So unless you're writing like super complex code, you don't need it. So yeah, math expression is just some kind of math.
I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow you will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, the wind was foul and the sea ran high. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. She shipped
think
it
that's
green and
fine.
on went by,
It's enough
and
that we
it's
can, like,
time for us to leave
So like it's
her.
the result of some kind of function call. It's a boolean, then you can use that,
Leave her,
or
Johnny,
you can use
leave
it when
her.
expressions
For
like
the
this,
voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. I hate to sail on this rotten tub. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. No grog allowed and rotten grub, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
And then it could also be a not.
We swear by rote for want of more. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. But now we're through, so we'll go on shore, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is
So this is a
long and the
comparison.
winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
This is just some kind of expression. This is specifically a Boolean expression, and that could be a math expression or a compare. Compare, is there anything else? Oh. What else can we use instead of like really if statements? Oh, like properties. And I can use one property as well. Okay. What function else we have? Comment loop. Oh, we need to do a loop. Okay. What do we want here? Let's do I guess we can just define parentheses, close parentheses, and continue.
attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like kung fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, but I just want it.
Same as like a normal for loop.
You should know that I'll be there day and night. Nobody else can love you better. I'm here just to treat you right. You're the reason I'm alive. You're the only pain I can endure. And when you're not here, you're my dream, but I just want it. Yeah, I just wanna. You're my dream, but I just want it.
Deep inside, I knew from the start, you my bunny, I'm your Clark. From now to eternity, I give you all my heart. We are meant to be, it's clear to see. My love is bigger than I thought. I got everything I want when I hold you with my arms. The others don't matter, my love and my pleasure, the key to my treasure. Whatever's the weather, day up and out with you till I die. How many times for you I'ma try? Want you to notice the one and I know this. Perfect soulmate, I wanna show it my best friend. She's in my life, my happy and in hard times.
I just want it.
Update website.
Okay.
For
I think the girls with their nails done girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
whatever.
girls with their nails done.
Now we need to fix that. I mean, we could just swap it. Oop. Oh, that. I was thinking about this. I mean, like, this one. Because in Matthews, that is your like equality, or like almost equal operator. So it could be a shortcut for integer to double, or a double to integer. Instead of a kind of like explicit typecast, which is what you would normally have to do, you do this and it will automatically convert. Yeah. So if you do this would take your, I don't know, a boolean operator, say a boolean, a variable, and just invert it. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess this is just... And then we can do this, and then with this we have our statements, and then we have this. Has access to the number of loops that a loop did, and all the variables that were inside of the loop. Normally those would go out of scope if you left the loop. So if there's an if after it, this if you only want it to run like once, at the after the last iteration of the loop. So you just put that afterwards, and it has access to all of the stuff inside of the loop. And I think that should work. So any like if, else, all of that stuff. And then you go up to the if, and it follows the same logic as it normally does. Catch, and yeah, catch to finally, and then for each. And this is optional, but if you do it this way, then you might as well just do it as a while loop.
She was the captain's daughter, sea salt in her blood. Born on the high sea waters, rose like a rising flood. Her skin tough as stone, with the fire in her bones. She's a lone wolf, water
We did not.
when the deep sea's shaking and moonlight's blazing, Calypso sails. She sails alone, heart racing, destiny chasing. Calypso sails. She sails alone. Bound for the phantom shadows, the light
Then you
on the
give it a
night is
variable.
clear. The beat in her chest is vengeance, as constellations steer her on through the fire, as she burns through the tide. There's nowhere that you can hide. When the deep sea's shaking and moonlight's blazing, Calypso sails. She sails alone, heart racing, destiny chasing.
So you can give it like a specific type, and then
She sails alone.
quotation marks. Otherwise non-terminals. Oh, wait, no. Those are terminals. Terminals mean like a string or something that's defined, rather than something where you would go look at it somewhere else.
Deep sea shaking and moonlight's blazing. Calypso sails. She sails alone, heart racing, destiny chasing. Calypso sails. She sails alone.
How do I define value?
She sails alone.
Oh, it's just
She sails.
anything.
Might be coming for you. Might be coming. Her touch is like a tempest. Her whisper is a breeze. But when she has a temper, it brings me to my knees. Her beauty is a terror. There's a storm inside her eyes. She dances like a hurricane and kills me
select,
when
yeah.
she cries. Whoa, won't let go, no.
So this is just like texturally, like what does it look like on the surface? So this is all about like the text processing and how you write it rather than how it actually is represented inside. Because obviously internally a var list would just be, it would resolve to just a list, and like a var select would also resolve to a
No telling
list.
where I'm going. I got other ships to see. I'm freer than a swallow. The wind is home to me. My song will make you love me. That's why you danced aboard. But you knew exactly what I was when your feet first left the shore. Oh, let go. Overboard and washed out to sea. Drowning in my open arms, you'll never wanna breathe. Treading water, shipwrecked and free. You could leave, but all I know is you're in too deep. Deep, you're in too deep.
It's something that I keep forgetting. It's like, I 100% have places where I can just like a list of things rather than. Well, here now that that's actually.
I'm overboard and washed out to sea, drowning in your open arms with other fools like me. Treading water, shipwrecked and free. I could leave, but all I know
Won't
is
leave 'cause you keep falling.
overboard and washed out to sea, drowning in your open arms with other fools like me.
Yes, I feel like text processing
And
gets
free. I could leave, but all I know is
function call.
too deep.
This is just value. This is also value. Value.
Warriors around, don't get caught in the mosh pit. Fuel to the fire, ain't nobody can stop it. Trouble in my city, but you know I'm across it. Got a 40 on my hip and I'm liable to spark it. Throw down these hits, my click is indivisible. I aim, you duck, I squeeze, now you invisible. I'm not afraid of getting physical. All these different chemicals are fogging up my visuals. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we notorious, we ain't no runners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Yo, we some warriors, they ain't called gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Bloods on my hands, got slugs on my gunners. Put on my strap, put on the beat, put on the map, put on my team. Take out every motherfucker in between, know what I mean? Better myself, better my aim, better my rap, better my name. Killing rappers on my hang, I'm by their chains for the fame. Never thought I would it, now I'm running this. You don't wanna follow me, I'm up in front of this. I ran in the trouble with the truth, trying to get it what it does. Battling and I ain't never lose, we some motherfucking warriors.
Utility normally get used.
Cover the map and still ain't know where you can find me at. Journey through the mind of an insomniac. I ain't never sleep, staying ready, keep an eye out for the fakes. For the snakes, load the clip and I'ma pull it, something shakes. Never chest, you gotta plan the moves. Middle fingers up, I'm not a fan of rules. Fighting for the right to live in peace and not like animals.
Swords in my hands, got swords in my gunners. You'll be notorious, we ain't no runners. Swords in my hands, got swords in my gunners.
So that's what that normally does. It just converts.
Swords in my hands, got swords in my gunners.
Put on my strap, put on the beam, put on the map, put on my team. Take out every motherfucker in between. Know what I mean? Better myself, better my aim, better my rap, better my name. Killing rappers on my hang on by their chains for the fame. Never thought I would it, now I'm running.
So it's a binary number. Or it's a bitwise number. Okay. Yeah, if it already has a purpose, then I don't want to give it like a new purpose that feels bad. So I probably won't.
More than lovers, destined to find one another. Like lightning and thunder, can't have one without the other. It was written in the stars. Oh, we can't be torn apart.
Yeah, because if you have like an operator that everybody already generally understands how it works and you make it do something new, that like, it's not necessarily bad. It just might not always turn out so well because then people have to relearn how the operator works. Oh, we can also do an effect for this one.
Past the rings of Saturn, across the Milky Way, where it's waiting diamonds. We'll pretend someday, speaking without words, in perfect harmony. I'll run away with you to another galaxy. It was written in the stars. Oh, we can't be torn apart.
You don't need that as much.
We are linked together, forging fire forever. We are linked together.
Let me help you this. What do you want to do? Oh, we can put it here, yeah. wait. So the default for a listener is to interrupt the current action. But if you add wait, then it will wait until the current action is complete, then run.
Come in. I could seat you by the fire.
Wait.
Listen, there's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright, but I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight. You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light, and it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer. As you
Ooh, the other thing is, do we want to make that a...
a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away.
Because we could make it listen like a function rather than something like this, where the keyword runs. So it could be like a sys.listen function instead. Could do this as a function rather than a keyword, but if we do it as a function, then it's easier to like implement as a system, because I don't have to worry about like all this keyword stuff and where the keywords go.
You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light, and it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer, as you look into my eyes, nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time.
Yeah, we'll do it like this, and then if we do see any if we do run into any problems, we can always change. Yeah, if after a loop we did this, did we finish this? That's the only thing that's a little bit annoying about this, is that you're not defining how the internal logic works. Like that, if you're going to do it like this, if you're going to do it with a call, the call needs to return a list or a dictionary or something like that. So no, you're working with the actual just like text of it, which so it's a different kind of thinking, I guess. Safety. we should just get one more, right? Because there's a definition. And then a catch, and that is our loops. Right? A loop, you can have a while loop, a for loop, or a for each loop. Yeah, and then I think we'll need to figure out how we're going to do comments, functions, types. We have types, and then we have property. Property and function go together. The other thing that we can do is an expression, where is it here, can also be an import. Do we want to do it like that? Where you can set something equal to an import. Or do we want to do a function from like this function? Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. That makes sense.
But when there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret
Oops, I forgot to turn this down. There we go. Okay. Do we want to differentiate? Yes. ad break in a minute. No, this logic just never ends. That's not good. Because that only applies to certain calls, not to like all calls. So this doesn't make sense for all calls. But it does make sense for some of them, so we do still want to include that. So we have property function module type and comment. I think that's everything that we have to define. Where do we start? Comment. Okay, we can start with a comment. Do one to come up there. Yeah, and then we can find it here. Yeah, so try. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna try to see if I can add like a retry kind of like feature. So if you have like a try and then there's an error, then you can retry. But that doesn't make a lot of sense, because I can't like reset everything to the way it was before to actually retry. So that's something that the user would have to define. Thank you everyone for sticking through the ads. I really appreciate it. all money from the ads goes towards making the channel better and stuff. And I don't think so, but we'll leave it there in case we do. Does that work here? Yeah, that'll work. And just text. Just text. And then yeah, so that'll have to be how we do it, because I think we're going to remove all new lines when we create the parser. So that's the comment. Very simple, just if you see this and this. Then we need to define a... Okay, and if we do define a monthly, then we need to define an import statement. Oh, we could. Okay, so there's two ways we could do it. We could either, okay, there's two different like paths we can take. It could either be a sys function or a import statement, and there are different benefits to each. But I think doing it as a sys function is probably best. Then if we do, I guess either way, we probably should implement some kind of like function definition stuff.
The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. Final time is now. The final time to bounce. But I will not get down. For you can't force me now. Awakening is clear. I could show you how. I could show you how to fight them. I could show you how
Instead of doing it like, no. Because the issue is that a lot of these imports aren't going to be like relative or stylized. It'll just be a file path. I guess we could do both. That'll work. Import. So it could be like relative to some extent. Import this, I guess in the same sense it would be like a variable. Import variable, something, and then so that would be a relative import, which is just another type of statement. Import. The module will just be a variable then, so then we can just remove that entirely. Now. I guess I had no good way to say that. I guess these can go under simple defs too. And then right under these, yes. Just like this. Yeah, so instead of this being recursive, this is just some kind of Okay, so a property is something that because otherwise then you'll keep also looking at bad, so that's bad. But in essence it'll just be this repeated over and over again. So that is, where do we put properties down here? So we'll do like something like this. Property. Like that will also match any function call. Yeah, okay. So this will just be a property. And then this, and it will be this is fine. Bar plus and equals. Value, not that one. It's this part that has that before it. That's optional. This is, well, inside of this thing that is completely optional. So you have a property, and then you can call the function, which will be, I don't know, like, just parentheses. Yeah. That makes sense. Does that work? It can either not be there or be there. Yeah, I think that's fine. What else? And then I guess we actually need to tackle the fucking function definitions. How do you make a function? then we take this and this. So if you're writing a program, then you write optionally property. Wait. Nope. Okay, let's design that. How do we want it to look? We have we can call it so def def variable three. Return by pointer. Yeah, last return is fine. You could say, you could have them store their last, like their last, all of the variables that are defined inside as properties. but I feel like that might get out of hand. I don't know. Branch matches empty input, making the rest matches unreachable. This would be safety. This can be a mass. We can do it like that. I think that works. Maybe. Okay. That might be one of the downsides. Is that because I can't store functions. Well, can I?
Back from the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go.
So we're back from the dead.
Wait, no. Not like this. Let's do something like just a variable. Yeah, no, I think that's gonna that should work. Maybe. Okay, we can, I think, say that that's done. It's fine the way it is. And then type. Right, I forgot about that. I guess type is just types. I don't know, like int. Property was here, and yeah. Cool. And then int, I don't know. Int float 7. Cool. That, I think, is a fully complete definition of, like, everything. I think that's just the entire language. We can always add stuff as we need to. I probably haven't thought of everything. And if I want... I mean, I made it. If I want to add more, I can add more. So, we don't have to be too worried about just being completely done. But now that we have generally a pretty good idea of how the language looks, we can go start with, like, implementations.
I can't find my way back to you.
Now, question is, do we want to...
With the demons you've been through, I can't regret
put like these next to everything, so that when we finish something we can check it off. Oh, nope. That's fine, I guess. I didn't know it would render it like that. And we're gonna do that for all of them. That might actually be super hard to see. It's so light. But yeah, we have a check mark and the grammar. Cool. Yeah, question is, do we want to actually work on that now, or just leave it for next stream? I think we can leave it for next stream, and then we can start working. I think the way that I designed this, you should be able to start working bottom up when we start creating the parser. So we will do that next time. Yep. Save that and close. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you if you stuck to the end, and thank you for sticking through the ads. Yeah, Dino, if you're still here, I don't think you are, you should be resting, but thank you for the raid. Thank you, Raiders from Dino. Yeah, before we go, fuck, I forgot I needed socials. Question, does this work? Yes, it does. Yeah, for announcements, schedule updates, stuff, you can join the Discord. We also have YouTube. I post VODs there. This will be up, I don't know, today, tomorrow maybe. So if you want to check this out, links in chat. Next stream should be either Thursday or Friday. Probably Friday as things go. It'll probably be Friday, is it like 10, 11, or 12 p.m. PST. And I appreciate you all. Let me go find someone to raid. Who do we have? Do we have anyone? Yeah, no. That's okay. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Remember, take care of yourselves. Dying is in fact bad for your health. I know I told Dino this, but everyone, this applies to everyone, dying is bad for your health. So drink water, get rest. Try not to overwork yourself. Life is hard, but just try as best as you can. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.
Take me somewhere unfamiliar.